Okay, Caddy assistance. This actually has been changed slightly today after all the different rulings that have been on TV, if any of you have been watching the international golf for the last 2 weeks. Basically, you cannot, your caddy or partner or any other person can stand on your line to assist you in the alignment of a shot or a stroke now. And once you start taking your stance, it's too late. You have to move. There can be nobody in the extended line of play from the time you begin to take your stance. Last week, from tee to the edge of the green, if you started to take your stance and your caddy or partner stood behind you, it was an automatic 2-shot penalty and you could not get out of it no matter what you did. That has been rescinded by the RMA as of today. They're using the rule that's on the green that if I take my stance and Michael P is an extension of my line, and if I realise it, if I back off and start to take my stance again and he has moved before I do it, I can get away from having the penalty. Okay? So by backing off and by taking my stance again, without him in the extension of my line, I can absent myself from the penalty. In other words, that the golfer themselves, it's up to themselves to line themselves up for alignment for where they're aiming. And to try and go back to the natural thing, if you've got to play your own game. I know that I was at a rules night last Thursday night and I was asked about, if you're playing in the evening or playing in the morning and the sun is in your eyes and the only way your playing partners will ever see is, oh, I'll stand behind you now to watch your ball. Okay? Well, they're not helping you to align yourself. So realistically, it's not applicable at a common sense level in that scenario. Because all they're doing is trying to see where your ball goes so that you're not going to spend 20 minutes looking on the left hand side of the bloody fairway instead of the right.
Can your caddy do that?
Do which?
If it's your caddy that's helping you to find the ball.
No, I mean, realistic, right. When do any of us use caddies? Unless we're playing cups and shields or, inter-club championships, the chances of having a caddy are very, very slim for the average club member. But I would say that if the person, if you look at that at a sensible level, if the player is taking their stance and they're over the ball, well then if somebody stands behind it to look at it, obviously they're not conversing with the player. And then it's, they're only watching where the ball goes, they're not watching the alignment of the player.
And that isn't a penalty?
Well, Owen, it shouldn't be, and it isn't a penalty. I would say no, it's not, because they're not helping in the alignment, Whereas the likes of...
playing in a we'll say foursomes or something
like that. Yeah, foursomes or 4-ball.
The other couple could say, yeah,
they could, and that's where you get into the I said, you said part of it, so it's easier not to in a match, okay? But when you have a club competition, and it's not with partners, I think if the person goes in and takes their stance and they're over, what are you doing? You're not looking down, you're looking at where they're going. Now, I do not have an RNA clip here to tell you that. But that now, it was questioned after last Thursday night, and the answer I got was, well, you're not involved in the preparation for the stroke. Okay? Now, it's
just asking, on the putting, to play the match with your partner, can your partner yourself look at the line and put?
You can do all the homework. Right. I think the other night they said it on TV, one of the retired pros said, look, he said, that space behind the ball, he said, is my work area with my caddy. It's where you look at how the shot's going to be played, what are the dangers, what's the wind doing, but it's just when you go to take the actual shot. Just like this one, I mean, right, you can see nearly as much from there as you can from there, except you're not in the next inch of the line.
What's the penalty?
Oh, it's a 2-shot penalty. If there's match play, then it's a general penalty, it's just loss of hole.
Yeah.
So, from the point of view of match play, I would be rather safe than sorry. Because going by some of the people in the last couple of weeks when I've been at this, they're very aggressive with their match play. Yeah.
On the green in a team event, like 4-ball scramble, I know they're not recognised. But can your your partner stand behind you, taking your putt, because you're part of his team?
No. Just because a caddy or a partner would be determined as being the same. Okay? So, no, you can't. You can talk about it all you want, and you can say go over that point. And actually now you can, if you're lining up your putt, you can touch the surface now, whereas you couldn't before. Okay? But you actually just, when the stroke has been taken, when the person was taking their stance, just move away from it. I mean, other than that, it's the easiest way of avoiding any consternation. Okay, because what we have here, look, if we mightn't see it all on the right. Caddy assistance includes partner in foursomes and four balls. Not permitted to assist in alignment. Penalty, well this is gone, penalty if still behind the ball when player takes stance, because you have the chance to rescind that by backing off. That's the biggest difference today. A player's caddy must not deliberately stand in a location or on close to an extension of the line of play behind the ball for any reason. If a player takes stance in breach of this rule, he or she cannot, well, that's the bit that has changed, okay? This one. He cannot avoid the penalty by backing away. You can. Okay? So in other words, if you realise that your playing partner or your caddy could have been there and it's a match, because that's probably the most usual scenario, well, back away and start again without your playing partner or caddy, and it's not an issue. Okay? And the exception is that, well, this is what the exception is everywhere. On the court green, you can back away from your stance.